Today we're here at Glenbrook Chrysler Dodge and Jeep looking at this 2015 Jeep SRT. Okay, first impressions, this thing feels really solid. It feels pretty heavy. I mean, it is a heavy SUV, but when you get a vehicle like this, it's very well equipped. The only option this thing really doesn't have is the rear entertainment system. You have this really nice big touch screen, and the sound that you get out of this thing, that wasn't even full throttle. That was like quarter throttle. And when it shifted there, that little sound it made was incredible. I'm actually really excited to be driving one of these. Ever since the first SRT8 Jeep came out, I've always really liked the idea of them having a big V8 in a Jeep Grand Cherokee, because I've always liked the Jeep Grand Cherokee. I had one a long time ago. I really liked that Jeep. But yeah, I'm really excited to be driving one of these because it has 475 horsepower. Like the first gen Viper only had 400 horsepower, and this has 475 horsepower. Then it had 450 horsepower. This still has more. And then 2003 came along, and then they got 500 horsepower. And this isn't far off from that. So I'm really excited to see what this translates to. I know this is a big, heavy SUV. I've heard that these things can do 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. So, okay, just sitting here at a stoplight waiting for turn green. I'm playing with all these little SRT performance screens. Like on the big screen, I have like my live horsepower and torque that I'm using, and then also you have a 0 to 60 timer in the front of you if you want. You can do best quarter mile, best eighth mile. It's pretty cool. And this thing, I mean, you can look at your G's, your braking distance. I mean, everything you want to know. I mean, just give it a little gas, and it tells you it's a live G meter. That's really cool. It's amazing how much fun this big old Jeep can be, though. Especially on a nice, beautiful, curvy road like this. I'm not going to play with the paddles this time up these curves because that was a little distracting. We'll see if it's a little more enjoyable. You know, for a big Jeep, I'm in sport mode right now. Oh, this thing... hoot! Man, this thing is fun. Okay, so we are going to see if we can't do a launch here. Let's get out of these curves, which... Man, this thing handles good for such a big vehicle. I really like this thing. Like, really, really, really like this thing. Alright. Nobody coming. Brakes are good. See if we can't. To launch, press brake and fully apply throttle. Holy cow. I just did 0 to 60 in 5 seconds according to this timer. So I have officially pretty much tried everything I wanted to in this car. I did a 0 to 60 time, took it down a curvy road, driven it under normal driving conditions. I gotta say, this is an awesome all-around vehicle. It was funny, I was on Facebook the other day, and someone asked the question, if you could have one car for the rest of your life, what would it be? I think this just changed my mind. Now, this thing does everything a car guy needs. You can bring your family with you, you can drive somewhere very comfortably, and you can have a ton of fun in this thing. Granted, it's probably not a good track day vehicle, but man, this is awesome. There's probably a lot of people out there who say, you don't need that car. You don't need 475 horsepower in a Jeep. No, you don't. You don't need it, but you want it. You know, it's funny, I've wanted to drive one of these things for so long, and every time I see one driving down the road, I would always gaze at it longingly, just wondering, what is it like to drive one of those? And now I know. And that's all thanks to Glenbrook Chrysler Dodge and Jeep. So please check their link in the description below to view their website, and if you ever want to come in, make sure to ask for John Wright. Thanks again for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.